Let's ring to that. Let's ring, guys. Let's ring to that. 10:30 na ng gabi. Dito sa Tondo. Ayun o, narinig nyo ba guys? 10:30 na ng gabi. At ang ingay pa rin ng Tondo. Wala namang piyesta pero tambulan ng tambulan dito sa Tondo. Look. Hear it? You hear it, guys? Narinig niyo ba guys? Puro tambul pa din sa Tondo itong oras na.
So, where's his like Joanne?
Over here. I was thinking about staying, I'm going.
Indiana's runoff test has been suspended for the remainder of the season. Indiana, Steve.
Hi!
Hello, lumpia.
What's that?
Lumpia nga.
Ano yan, Day?
Sabi.
Ito? Ay, hindi kasi ng mga ano.
mamay mo, ano? Hindi natin kasi mga laman dyan, yung mga ano.
Tulog tayo.
Ha? Tulog ka ba? Yan.
Kakaroon ka bukas eh.
Okay, mga kabukas. Oo, yan.
1:30?
Right there.
Ano ba?
Lumpia.
Saan ka tatay bukas?
Doon na yung Campi Luis.
Ayos na yan. Saan? Ha?
Sa Bagong.
Bakit tayo? Ano nga kayo dali?
Wala ka.
Ha? Okay na.
Ano na gamitin mo? Ano gamitin mo?
Pakaus na lang.
Ha? Ikaw? Wala ka ba, di ba? Ano gamitin mo? Ano gamitin mo?
Hindi na seryoso. Ayan. Hindi gusto ko, pero ano. Ayan. Ano ba ba to?
Sa box. Ay, di naman nila.
Ah, play ba na tayo?
Ha?
Play ba na?
Try mo.
Start na po ito natin.
Ah, try it. Hmm?
Grabe ko muna tayo. Pwede ka natin. Wow! Pero bumili, dati akong bibili.
Bakit? May bibigyan gusto mo.
Ha?
May bibigyan gusto mo.
May ano, i-recommend sa akin. Pero nas 200 ano.
Ano nga, ano? Kulay ka ba?
Grabe ko muna tayo.
Ganun.
Grabe ko muna tatay. Tapos ano. Balik ko tatay ah. Tayo ka na. Yung.
Gising mo ako, gising niya rin ako pa ng 5 there. Makakapalit mo tulog na?
Mama. Mama.
Ha? Ano?
me out of my position I grew up, thinking to yourself, put me in a position to look at things differently. You know, they think that a lot of things stay out. As recent as 3 or 4 years ago. Obviously, you make decisions when it's your body, and obviously that's what you should be doing. But basketball became that safe haven for me to, not go down the road that when you do it. I knew it's time to make a jump to that list. I'm the piece that can change the world out of my bed. I'm the piece that can make a change the things that are going on over and over and over and over again. I'm that piece. I don't have to tell you kids that focus on you get an opportunity to play something that maybe you could just dream about doing at 17. Like, just start driving. But also remember the booze. That was one of the things that really motivated me. Because people were counting me out. I remember the first time I played in the NBA. It's like living a dream. Ain't nothing like walking into those NBA arenas, feeling the energy, that hate if you're opposing team, or feeling that incredible love if you're home team. I became the youngest player at the time to play in the NBA. Now I'm going from being the best on the court in high school to being the 4th best person at my position on my own team. You never think about not playing. You just don't think about that, right? Because if you do, then you lose.
Hi guys.
I dare you to tell you to
And happy Sunday night. And solo inom ako guys. Yeah, solo inom. Shoutout sa ating 4 viewers.
Something got changed.
At kakatapos lang namin guys na like mga workout.
When I got the call that I got traded to Portland to Indiana, I was so excited because it was an opportunity to play with Reggie Miller. I know he's a true competitor, he's a legend, and I told him right, I said, look, put me right next to his mom, so he could talk to him.
Shoutout sa ating 5 viewers. Hello. Shot tayo, shot. Nanonood ako ng ano. Ano pala? Yung kay ano, yung sa ano yung kay palabas nila kay Jimida. Kaya hindi na ako nung. So I'm watching Netflix right now.
He really wanted to win. And did more than anybody anywhere.
Ang pangalan ng aking movie is pinapanood is Malice at the Palace. Yung brawl between Indiana Pacers and Detroit Pistons last 2004 yata and 2005.
Became very professional. We got to the final in 2000 when we lost to the Lakers. That was my 14th year. We had never won a championship. Looking at all the contracts and the age, it's time for us to get younger. And they made and pulled the plug and gave me Jermaine. First day when I got traded, I was at Champs downtown in Indianapolis, and I walked in, I heard, that's the guy that we traded Bill Davis. Like, people were pissed. They gunned the team. I was 20 years old.
I've never been in a position to be a starter every single night, but I'm willing to sacrifice every single thing that I got for this opportunity.
Shoutout sa ating 5 viewers. Hello, and shot po tayo siya.
I think Jermaine was really dedicated, trying to prove.
Ang aking pulutan for today's video is munggo,
And he handled himself.
pasado ng ying-ying, lumpiang toge, and syempre repolyo. Okay.
Right away, but down the road, maybe he could replace.
Also, happy money.
He definitely saw signs that you carry that franchise.
And Gin Calamansi. Shoutout tayo siya.
And the leadership that he brings to a lot of the other guys that are in here.
You have to outwork people. You just gotta be a savage.
Jermaine, to me, was a very unusual player for that. He can do a lot of big man things. We can also get people off the road, and he was very Jermaine was on the verge of becoming a superstar early, and he was becoming the face of the baseball.
Shoutout sa ating 10 viewers. And welcome to my live. Yung tayo ng Gin. And ang aking pulutan is lumpiang toge, munggo, asado, and also repolyo. Plus itong happy money. Sa 11 fan, 11 viewers. Shoutout sa inyo lahat and welcome sa ating live. Ang pinapanood ko for today's video is Malice at the Palace sa Netflix.
When I got traded in Indiana, I was in the bus going to Miami. They said, don't get off the bus. I'm traded. And I never listened. I got off the bus. And they said, don't get on the court. Get out on the court. And he said, get off the court. And I said, no, and I practiced for an hour.
In their first meeting with the Indianapolis media today, the newest members of the Indianapolis expressed relief over getting out of Chicago.
I'm feeling good to be here after a couple of years in Chicago, losing, and this is hard. Just want to bring that win effort. I didn't have a lot of trust in people, just because of things that I was going through. So, for me, it's in me, everybody in me. But once you step on the court, I trust that. I remember the very first practice after we had in training, that practice, which was 3 hours, I remember Jermaine coming up to me and was like, how you know, practice is hard. And I'm like, you're right. I think this is going to be good.
Ron was probably the hardest worker that I've ever seen in my life. I think he was probably the most talented defensive player that we saw in an entire decade.
Ron is different. But different isn't bad. Different is just sometimes unique. And Ron was unique in his talent. I've never seen any play as hard as he did. He was a force out there. When I step onto the court, I'm just 100% in. Bring it to us. Bring it to us. Bring it to us. Just be ready to know this. This is where I go. I got here. Every team needs Ron Test. You need a guy that everyone's a little bit afraid of.
That's who he is. He's a hell of a player.
He even said to me, no, that's not fair. They shouldn't be able to do that. I realize he's got an exaggerated idea of justice. I just didn't like people. I was that chip. At the time, we had the best interior defender in the game. if you do the refrigeration. We also was trained.
Satu lang nama.
Yeah, the engineer was trained. But he kept it. Really
Yeah.
kept it.
We had a lot of the same mentality. Dog, hard nose, we gonna go get you. And we just kind of started blazing some
You guys understand how good we are.
We had the best record in the league the whole year. Maybe to least about time. I look back at it now, and that was the series that ignited everything. Detroit had incredible talent, and we knew it was going to be a tough scenario.
We were the two best teams, defensively and offensively. So I knew whoever won this was going to win a championship.
Hello, Bria Higiena. Shout out sa'yo. Hello. Let's drink some wine.
That series, they pushed us to the limit.
Playoff basketball, the margin of error is everyone has the physical capabilities. You can't foul the ball and give your opponent an advantage.
We lost game 6 in Detroit. It's like somebody sticking a knife into
Whatever foul that took place, LeBron has that's a difference in this game. It certainly had an impact. It was a tough ball.
Yeah, so LeBron, I mean, the rest of losing to Detroit is not fighting. We should have been final. We should have definitely won. Lose that series. Who wins the championship? They were literally tougher than me. Like, you guys were just frustrating.
Delta Dogs.
And that shit, I knew something was wrong. I knew something was definitely wrong, that I just needed to step back. I said, I want to tie the business. And the person said, no, you gotta play. You're in contract 6 more years.
I felt like Ronnie was coming out with something like that every day. You know, one day, and then he said, I can't come to practice tomorrow, I gotta do my music.
As a man, you got to be able to do what you want to do. So, I decided that you want to, leave the game, go take a month off. I'm a grown man, it doesn't make me crazy. So, you want to do something that I want to do.
If you're asking for time off at the beginning of the year, and we have 6.5 months left, you're asking for a timeout now?
Let's look at how we want to use the favor. Pass the out, make sure everyone's focused. We want to win the championship.
Absolutely excited all the time. You know, you got a heart pumping. And it was like something I couldn't control. them therapy, but they don't get better overnight.
Yeah, we do have psychiatrists that try to improve people. We do get sessions that you have to go with and have with her. We do that much. But we never told that he had a certain issue, medical issue.
I had depression, anxiety. I would be depressed about certain things, and I have anxiety about future things. Some people have control over that emotion. I don't. And I'm really excited, happy at the dumbest mind day where that emotion level is not a good place for you. Positivity or negativity is still, you have no control. At times, Ron could be a little edgy. And the dynamic between Jermaine and Ron was unsettling.
I think really Von Schroff was one gun. Yes, he had left his family and moved out to the source of you say you were going for a funeral, and then 3-4 days later, you turn the TV on and you're presenting on the ward, having a award show. We ain't seen you in 3-4 days.
I don't know, I don't have that long ago.
For the way that I thought I was trying to speak, I was trying to like be able to speak. Definitely.
Then there's another aspect of question about Ron is going to be there. Ron is going to it's about the basics, it's about the bills that they're suing them. So I'm tired of asking questions about Ron.
Please, get on the same page. I could not get them to understand the opportunity. I never listened to it. So anytime he's like giving me leadership and mentorship, I'm thinking, I'll take that.
I know that we're putting together young guys who could run each other along, but I really wanted to win. I was looking for my utility, and that's why I made the trade. I remember getting in the car and I was watching Larry Bird. I instantly put him on speakerphone. I'm on the block like that car. I'm on 3200. On my homeboy. Welcome to the nail place and put it up. It was a great moment. He said, welcome to all my homeboys, they could run, just, oh. And I knew the opportunity was priceless.
When Steven came, it was the best thing for us because now we got Jermaine, Ron, and now you bring in another somewhat crazy dude, and Steven Jackson.
Everything has to come to Indiana. There's no secret. They got to come to us to get to wherever they want to be. And I think what it's going to be, we have all the pieces we need. So I'm going to get John B. Rush, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. So I made up the pressure.
We go from the street to the other one about vision, about the style, almost comes to blows. So now I'm like, obviously, we got some of this fast crazy.
We got a lot of similarities, but we're totally different. I mean, we still off, you know what I mean? But he was a hell of a basketball player. And that's all, I didn't judge nothing else but that. I didn't care. I was weird. I did my own thing. Hell, I smoked weed all day.
Yeah, we look at basketball, I was like, this is all we can do, God gave me this gift, so I tell my family to get out of the situation I was in.
Jack is very aggressive person. They have a lot of similar traits. He would turn the ball over quickly and tell you about it. He's down for the calls. I'm a loyal guy. Like, one thing about it, when I'm with you, I'm with you. We shoot this, and we go to a bar afterwards, somebody says something, we be the first one to stand up. That's just how I am. If I'm with you, I'm with you. I was a missing piece.
What you're talking about? Rihanna.
There's only a handful of teams that can say, we're going to try to win the championship. And like 18 years, that season, we were voting for Bears. This was our year. Going into the we was already like 7-2. I knew that was the game I wanted more than anything. But I didn't know what was going to actually happen. We were coming in there to make a statement. Yeah, y'all got the chip, but we're letting y'all know y'all going to be seeing us this year.
Detroit was one of the hardest places to play. They don't make it easy for you.
Obviously, we're facing a tough challenge going into the Palace.
They have a rabid family, very faithful and admiring family, and very boisterous at times.
The fans were a huge part of a lot of success because you can hear that even though you're on the court, you can hear those fans going crazy. When we would come into the gym, we knew the Pistons were going to win. We just didn't know by how much.
They trying to put 200,000 people there before 5 hours and drinking. Just baby said, summer discrimination. That night was all guys who were in the season tickets. We kind of had nothing but shenanigans. It was a Friday night. We did have work Saturday, so it's kind of like, you got to enjoy it. The dreams good. My friend, I don't treat myself. Charlie's a fan, it's a season ticket holder. And we had issues that night. And so we were going to Jesse again. We went to the seat case that night.
We would normally probably go to the Piston games 2-3 times a month. And that particular day, we were assigned on the east side.
I think we had some rivalry with Indiana as well. And our cars were pretty charged up.
Well, everybody in the NBA wants one of these. This is what they play for, a championship ring.
I was there to broadcast the game for ESPN. Indiana was a terrific team. They were championship contenders, and they had at that time been the best team in the league. But Detroit was good too.
They were really good.
I had broke my finger, so I was in cast. Stevie Wynn was moved to the shooting guard.
I didn't know the magnitude of the rivalry I was walking into. You gotta think, they just was wrestling with the team all last year, made some conference finals, about to go to Globe. It was absolutely significant for us. Like, this is our moment. Like, let's leave no doubt.
If they feel like that was your year, and we feel like we had to defend our time. I remember that night in college, it was electrifying, man. It was almost like having an out-of-body experience. You could feel the hair stand up on the back of your head.
Whenever you go into a national televised game, there's a different roar in the arena. There's more lights, there's more cameras. They're real careful to get to sign games like that because they look not to be embarrassed as a league. Nobody liked refereeing the Pistons back then. You knew you were in for a rough night. When you have Ben O'Connell, Steven Jackson, Robert Test, that's just a recipe for disaster right there.
They had the most dynamic announcer right in the gas as you when you said, look, I'm at your ass today, Detroit. I really did the Ben Wallace introduction. That got me hyped. Like, let's go out there and fuck that. At the time, I didn't know that Ben Wallace lost his brother.
That was that energy, I knew I couldn't put that energy nowhere else but into basketball. It was like a power game.
This will be a fun matchup to watch during the regular season. We can only hope they'll be the games in the playoffs.
Going into that game, I thought we could beat Detroit. And I wanted to see if this type of game would work. Even though at the time I was struggling, I was feeling great.
The game was a beatdown. Dominated from beginning to end. Ron dominated. Nobody can stop him. 2, 3, 4 guards could guard one at a time. He was too agile. He was definitely the best man on the court.
We were up double digits, and young boy John, clicking, Ron and Jermaine. It's good Ron, it's good Jermaine. It was fantastic.
Just a lot more minutes are coming out party. We came in with a different kind of swag.
He's so clutch. Wow, this guy makes every big shot. Wow.
We knew our later. He was the best. We were kicking their ass. They put a championship team together. It was obvious.
Because we were beating them down. The normal ticket holders were gone. They had left. So the people that were trickling their way down, that were probably already liquored up, coming on down, to fill those seats.
Oh, yeah, they're just stuck. Like the way they did it, the game was over, they had started up there, they were up like 15, 20 minutes.
And then the game broke up 15. My mind, game's over. And Martinez said, Ron, you can get your foul now. Ron looked at us like, huh? You can get your foul now. Why are you even telling him that? Ron doesn't need a battery in his back to do something crazy. And if we're running back, I guard big. And when they throw him the ball, I'm not going to try to play defense on him. I'm not even going to try to foul him there.
Don't feel way up. I didn't want to get way up.
It was too hard of a foul at that moment in time.
The dust up, I had no problem. That happens all the time. Pushing and shoving, that's all fake.
Most of the time, nobody in the NBA don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? It has to be some real disrespectful shit for somebody to go some punches.
Where it all turned is when Ron went and laid on Score Street.
Melbourne laid down, which is not normal. It's not normal to go lay down on the score stage.
Like, that's crazy too. You know, that's almost worse than foul.
That point I was ready to third. So I was practicing the whole time. One thing was take 5, right? So something happened with 1, 2, 3. Before you do anything, count. Then you do more time to bench. My team was all around me. It was funny because I felt like I was a big dog. Like I didn't feel like my team. I know my team. So I know like Jermaine's not going to just let them come in and touch that for a fact. Like I got Steve Jackson. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't need to do nothing. Fine.
Ben wore like 10,000 armbands and headbands and wristbands, and he started throwing things.
Definitely saw him throwing the headband and the wristbands. He definitely was losing his temper.
The fans don't know the majority of us are actually friends. So they think that this is a real street brawl scenario. these talented players.
And now in the corner of my eye, I see it coming.
Super slow-mo. Like it's just everybody was supposed to see it. That's how slow it went.
Bam.
Once I saw him go, I went. He needed aid. As I hit him, another beer was thrown in his face. And that's the guy.
Going down the stand, I'm thinking it was good. I didn't think anything else was going to happen at all. I thought it was going to be over.
I just stopped and paused and I just started looking. Where is the security at?
There's no police, I didn't see a policeman in the entire building, I didn't see any security. There was nobody there to really stop us.
Everybody was like everywhere. You know, just like melee, and then they were pushing us towards the exit. Somehow they got in the court.
I remember being shot by a seen family. Did that. Coming to the court to fight. And at that point, I'm like, I'm fed up. You know, I'm trying to fight, but this guy's giving me a reason. This is my comfort zone.
You wouldn't in your right mind walk down the court and think it's a good idea to take on running our test after we did this day.
Started punching me. You know, quite bitch move that you.
I just all out sprint over there to try to help him.
He slipped. Thank God. It was the best of Jermaine's career. Because if Jermaine would have connected on that punch, that family would have been dead.
The scariest moment was once I realized how out of control it's got and how much further it's gonna go.
At the time, we had 3 officers on the court. Not the best odds against 20,000 people. They realized it's out of control, and that's why the decision was we needed the players off the court. If we get them off the court, the fans will come.
An officer runs up from behind me, and he has his mace thing out. He's getting ready to mace Ron.
I had no intention of spraying him on our test. He was already down on the floor. He looked wore out. At some point, I ran across Reggie Miller in a suit. And at the time, I didn't know he was Reggie Miller or a player because he was in a suit. And I'm asking him, what's he doing here?
How do you not know Reggie Miller's on the Indiana Pacers? I grabbed the officer, I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, go get all these people off the court. Don't be making him. That's when I really got pissed off. Like, okay, y'all not trying to help us. It's really 15 against 30,000.
We all grab Ron, and we start to run.
You see everybody merge to one area. They doing everything they can possibly
You know, we're gonna always ride together. And that was my attitude. You know, I was happy that I helped my brother down. I was happy that I was able to come to my brother aid. As you can see that in my face walking in the locker room. I was happy with what we did. I was there for my brother. Yes.
My name is Sean Dad. Hit me in the face. I'm so hurt. I need that thing to my whole face. I don't even know what
After I had, we left them into a different room, where they were protecting me or something.
They started bringing people into my office. A couple of them were talking like, oh, this would be funny if one of us, hurt herself and we could sue.
And I just remember looking, I see people behind chairs, trying to get the chairs loose.
Yeah, the arena closed in on us very quick. The crowd was, a little bit out of control. Somebody easily could grab your bucket.
And then all of a sudden I saw the children. People were trying to hurt me and others.
It was just a horrible, horrible scene.
Into the locker room, and slowly but surely, everyone was starting to filter in with their own stories. The whole time, like, oh, Jermaine kicked my butt. Like, the whole time, I didn't want to see him. I knew he would, because it's all about money.
Ron laid over to me and asked me, are we going to get in trouble? So what you mean? I just lost it. He charged Ron and we ended up breaking it up.
I just need a confirmation with him that it was kind of like, yeah.
And the police comes in and trying to grab me to take me to jail. And I'm still like, yeah, I'm on survival mode. I'm like, look, I'm not going with you. I am getting on this bus and getting on that plane. I'm going home. Reach out to my lawyers. Everybody talked about it. Every show talked about it. ESPN played it every 5 minutes.
It wasn't a brawl in Detroit Friday night, it was a full-scale riot. And one of the ugliest incidents of player-fan violence that we've ever seen in this country.
The players paid millions of dollars. These guys would never have to follow the rules.
They violated the number one rule for any professional athlete, and that is no matter what is said, no matter what is thrown at you, you don't go into the stand.
Narrative change. It's all about us, the players. Ron, Steve, Dale, it's their fault. They were being thugs. They were acting out of line. And all of a sudden, my character is in question.
It wasn't just the amount of people that were saying it. It was the stature of people that were saying it.
It's tough to argue that certain thug mentality hasn't crept into basketball. The thug image is there until somebody excites the unbelief.
These are thugs. Literally, that's the word they use. And everybody else sign off, yeah, you know, rap music, and then, well, they're not saying that when hockey is beating the hell out of each other for decades.
The NBA says it's fighting a bad boy image.
The tattoos, the fights, the I don't think helping the NBA market this kind of in-your-face hip-hop sport.
The hip-hop generation of players seeming to somewhat estranged from fans and the Magic and
the Michaels that were seated there.
You know, the dress code was weak. You know, there's an old famous saying, they never gave a nigga no money.
But there is real resentment against some of today's major players. I think the fans consider them to be overpaid, underperforming, overly coddled, and immature.
Players have not learned how to act in many cases within a civilized, normal society.
Television was putting pressure on our league to say, hey, look, these guys are hoodlums, these guys are out of control, these guys are this and that.
The vision of NBA players going to the stands and fighting goes around the world. We can stop that immediately.
The NBA has been under heat for a number of years and really has been hurt by this depression. A lot of these players give that they are gangsta wannabes or in some few cases actual felons.
Pressure on the NBA to clean up its ranks, send a message that these guys are not a bunch of guys.
So wouldn't it be real interesting to see what the league does in the type of publicity which they just can't afford?
But don't you think it's important for the NBA to send a message?
I'm practically to send the strongest possible message to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Today, I announced the following suspension resulting from the actions of the Indiana Pacers and Detroit Pistons game on November 19th. Indiana's Ron Artest has been suspended for the remainder of the season. Indiana's Stephen Jackson has been suspended for 30 games. Indiana's Jermaine O'Neal has been suspended for 25 games.
The NBA has carried out unprecedented punishments for the players involved in Friday night's basketball game.
Beyond this may be unprecedented punishment. The NBA just announcing that Ron Artest has been suspended for the rest of the season.
David Stern was basically telling everyone, players and fans alike, this will not be tolerated. An incident like this will not be tolerated again.
Not one time have I thought that I shouldn't be punished. But to 25 games, I ain't gonna think of that because everything I did, I had to do with protection.
I was talking to the interview right after, because the people could be like, he's right or he's not, because of way more opinion, but the opinion is the way to film. It is essential. And we have to be quiet.
We never had a conversation with Big Stern about it. The narrative was based on a edited conclusion on ESPN. Not even a fair trial of what it was.
Commissioner Stern has wide power in this situation.
Usually in a lot of situations where something like that occurs, you have a situation where an independent arbitrator comes in and negotiates between two sides to reach an agreement or some kind of punishment or whatever. But since this was an on-court issue, the third arbitrator there is no third arbitrator. It is Commissioner David Stern. He can come in and look, he's the final word. Going to be really
Such a deal. I like that deal. You get to be the guy who calls the shots and you get the guy to review the shots.
Exactly.
Why?
It was unanimous. 1-0.
Well, you know why it changed, right? Do you know why it changed? You don't know why it changed. Who got the suspension? Who took over this process? There you go.
The NBA is very cognizant of the fact that you don't want to alienate any fans because they're the ones that pay your bills.
They want to blame us to save the league. They didn't want to put it on the fans. You're sitting watching people throw darts. And you can't say that. I think the narrative is slightly different if they see all the footage.
I don't mind taking blame, but I also don't like the story. Like what happened? Go frame by frame.
I'd like to introduce you now to James Wilson, Oakland County Crime.
The NBA was worried about their perception. Their image was tarnished. And the severity of the sanctions and suspensions was pretty harsh. I think they wanted me to send a message to millionaire type voters that, hey, we can't be doing that. But my job was to look at the facts and decide what the appropriate charges are.
Everyone involved in these altercations will be held accountable, regardless of the status, player, or fan.
The magnitude of this case was like no other big violence from the perspective of constantly on me later. They wanted to pontificate about what I should or shouldn't do. There was a lot of work that went into this.
It's going to be a very long investigation, probably more complicated than even a murder, because we have so many witnesses.
There was over 1,000 cases of police reports. Unlike most crimes, we had so much footage from different angles.
The Palace had a VHS tape for each and every camera that was inside the ring, and then all of the cameras that are in the concourse as people were leaving. We wanted to identify every single person, player, fan, employee of the Palace, any way that they did. Eventually, we got to the point where we isolated images of the people that we were looking for when we started broadcasting them out.
Breaking developments in the Palace Brawl, reported in the exclusive video of a man accused of throwing a chair into the crowd during Friday night's Randall's melee.
A man who threw the chair and struck two individuals. It was a clear-cut case of Florence assault. If you look at some of the fans, some of them got relished that we got into it. Charlie Head and AJ Shackelford, they came down several rows and walked on the court. One of them coming on the court face to face with Ron with a clenched fist. So Ron had every right to defend himself at that point.
So this is crazy. They look at it was my fault. They definitely did a very, very loyal fan wrong.
One of the main people that we wanted to try to locate was the guy that threw the top.
The main focus has to turn to the person who started the riot, the guy who was there.
The biggest issue was we could not identify him being cutthroat. And I was watching play that back. It took me 10 to 12 takes of the video, finally put it together, and it dawned on me where I recognized him from. It was the neighbor. So I knew who it was, so I ended up identifying the cutthroat myself.
The suspected cup-throwing fan who the prosecution identified as John Green tried to chase reporters away from his suburban employee home on Monday with his dog.
I was in my office and our dispatcher called back to me and said, I have a guy in the fence and he's John Green got a tooth.
Yeah, that's pretty apparent through the cup. Yeah. I saw it that long. Either that or you have an exact twin who was standing up there uncontrolled that before who's at jail.
People have pointed to you for something through that cup.
Right.
And when somebody says that to you, when you the guy through the cup, how do you answer?
At this point, no outlet. You know, I mean, the video pretty much speaks for itself.
Do you feel bad at all when Ron Artest is flying up there? It goes right by you, attacks the guy next to you.
Felt relief.
Do you feel that, do you have any, compassion on yourself as a kid that you want that guy, you could have died?
The only thing I regret is not putting my foot out a little sooner.
Yeah.
I think John Green precipitated this whole melee.
It seems that your holding fans are saying things are a bit more culpable here than the players. Is that correct?
I would say one thing more culpable, and that being Mr. Green. He doesn't throw that cup, Artest doesn't go on the stands, players don't go on the stands, fans don't react to players in the stands, and probably the whole melee dies on the court. All of them, except for John Green. There was fines across probation, community service that ultimately was the sentence of each one. John Green was charged with one common assault battery for throwing the beer pistol pump, another common assault battery for cold copying Ron Artest.
I think it's important for people to understand, after the criminal part, I went through a process to get my suspension. And once it finally got to federal court, a federal judge who then sold every camera angle, so I had the right to do what I did.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't go up there with no story. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I was put in a situation where I either help my brother or not help. I chose to help. I apologize for going in the stands. I apologize for embarrassing the league. And that's fine, man. I wasn't going in there kissing no ass. They didn't decrease mine, they decreased JOs. And Ron had his 4-year finish as well.
It was a significant amount of time for what it was. They were misdemeanor assault and batteries, and normally you spend less than an hour on your case from start to finish.
What the criminal justice system is and paled in comparison to the pump and the aid of them.
That cup of beer changed everything. Cost all of us a lot of money and time, and it cost a lot of people a lot of things.
Reggie Miller with universal respect. The way you played this year was talked about. Consider that Reggie's getting no indication that this is anything but fine.
Once all this happened, that's when I was like, this is time. We're hanging up.
If Raw would happen, we would be changed. No question about it. No question. That's the most fucked up thing about it. That's the only thing I regret about the whole situation. Is not being able to do what we said we were going to do for Reggie.
It was bittersweet because so many emotions run through your mind. It was like that 42 years. That's your last NBA ever. Special. You know, that's special. It is.
For 18 years, it's really been blessed to be a Pacer and a Hoosier.
Yeah, it's painful. For me, it's painful. He did about everything he could.
I apologize for that because there's no reason why Reggie should be sitting home without a ring.
The Indiana jersey I had on was projected on television my worst moments. So wearing it on high, I didn't want to have to play in the NBA jersey to a freshman. I had to be traded because like I said, I don't confront things head on.
But I think it's professional, common form, the they can move on. Everybody can move over with threats.
That was a slap in my face. Like after all we've been through last year, how you want to leave us? That had a lasting effect on me and Ron. You got to be accountable for the people that you pulled in. And to me, that was the most coward scenario I've ever about to see in my life.
Sometimes you're coward and bad man. You know, and I should have. What you do in a moment like that is like call your teammate, even if it's really uncomfortable. So yeah, I wish. Okay. time to figure out what's wrong. That 20 years, like, I have more balance. I thought it would have been, like, going great.
Honor test, by the way, honor test for the Los Angeles Lakers, that's the big news today. And Ron actually filed papers to have his name legally changed to Meta World Peace.
Ridiculous, unless it's press. So, I mean, the artist, no former. How long did that symbol?
After the brawl, I told my therapist, like, all I want to do is have balance. Like, that's it. I don't care about anything else. I tried not to have that much emotional attachment to it. That's Buddhism, right? You know, and medical Buddhism. You know, you want to keep attaching yourself to as many positive things as possible. You know, when you don't get my career, you know, I mean, as a teenager, that is like the opposite of that. Be a good friend, be loved, be kindness. I want to communicate. I want to be a better person. You know, and that's pretty much what that means.
I had a real problem with Ron for years, and it grew up a dislike to my sister, and was probably even more angry once he was changed.
Ron, you're the only member of this Laker team to get that first championship. You, my friend, are a champion. How does it feel?
I was supposed to do one with Jimmy, and Johnny, and Larry, and Jamal Tinsley, and Jeff Foster over there in Indiana. And I fell down and I started counting. He told Donnie, like, you know, being this person, I started counting the purpose. You know, because I fell down and I was a teenager. And then I get to the championship. You know, so.
Let's talk about this game. You look at the first half.
I'm over the situation. I'm close by me. I'm like, whatever. I still feel like Jermaine being labeled by that. Jermaine will live it. He's going to run through the very plays ever. You know?
When I look at Jermaine today, I can keep on suffering more than all of them. Because Ronnie Artest ended up with the Lakers and won a championship. Even Jack would put on a championship in San Antonio. So Jermaine's career kind of got short-circuited. The responsibility of carrying that team and being a leader was on him when all that happened. I mean, it wasn't his fault. But he got blamed. I'll never really try to use the word regret. But there's a part of me that is always bothered.
Ay, paano church to?
Thanks, Scott.
Paano saan sila church? Saan? Saan? Hindi nga church tayo. Saan the church?
This thing was drawn out for years. I didn't want to talk to you guys, so I moved on with my life. I've never been able to get away from it.
People want that activity guarantee them to do whatever they want to do. They act and treat people any way they want.
I'm not saying much of it was correct, but they had a personal investment in those ball players.
I talk every single year. Kids that were even born asking me about it.
Fans are such an emotional investment in sport. Here's the darkest era.
Boy, what a waste of a lot of time on resources when crimes and murders were taking place.
Nobody cared about who won the criminal cases, who won the appeal case. I wasn't able to speak for years.
The last fucking time you asked me about this shit, I don't want to talk about this piece of shit motherfucker who do it big. Okay? I don't want to talk about losing all that money.
It's every fault on me. I thought it would work. I wasn't right.
Some things just never meet. They never meet. Malice and Palace is one of those events.
It was a bit of me that probably to this very day is still in the past until they knock me down.
might get beaten, and I might get knocked down. But you cannot kill me.
Put women boxing on the map.
High school girl in Michigan was
Who was the scariest in that? Who was the scariest in that gym that the young guys were like? Jordan.
We are live at the world's most famous arena, and the New York Knicks are presented by Chase as they get set to take on their rival rival for the first time this regular season. The New Jersey Nets, both teams with very similar records. The Knicks back home after losing another one of those last-minute NBA games.
New Ascended Kid from Wyatt. Get more nutrients to help catch up on height growth.
NBA games in Boston. It's down by 4, 3.5 left here in the first. And Chucker call for his second foul. Here comes and now they don't have to take this lead again. I think he's coming in. Jeremy Lin, and you're a pretty good ovation. We saw last night at Boston, Jeremy Lin was the first point guard off the bench, played the first half. Tony Douglas sat. And Tony hoping to get Lin, who does a pretty good job of penetration and getting in the paint. Yeah, I think that's what he's out there. He does protect the basket. Jeremy Lin drives and finishes. Nice play from Lin. Here's the strip ball. Lin throws it in to Tony Douglas. Up the left, backswing. There's a little spark you talked about, Mike. Yeah. Kentucky is the first turnover for the Nets. Nice feed inside. Lin to Jeffries. Now it's back with a foul. And a point guard actually down by Lin. He sees the floor. Looks again at Friday. Two-man game. Nice blow to Chandler. Jeremy Lin. 4 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Lombard drives, and we're going to the offensive rebound. Taken away by Chandler. Here comes Shepard to Lin. Lin flips it up and puts it up. Jeremy Lin once again. 6 points in 13 minutes off the bench. That's a good game right there, folks. Transition game good. There's Lin. Is active on wrestle. Now the left touchdown. Oh, beautiful pass to Lin. And Jeremy Lin continues to excite this crowd. Yeah, he's swinging it off the first time. Definitely got to go out with addition efficiency. Now he'll to Chandler. Jeremy Lin flips it up again. And Chandler broken down. Good Williams. Get it out. Lin and bench one. And said more luck was just the up-tempo. Pressure driving to the basket. Does it again. And a chance for a 3-point play as he got hit. He already played 4 minutes tonight there in any other game. He's across the net on. Can't get it down. He's got cold since that first period. It's holding for the final shot. Jeremy Lin on that. It's absolutely spent. Blocked by Petro. Gets to the rim. Obviously not completely spent. So there's a strong drive to the basket. And a chance for a 3-point play. This is Boston.
some cheering here, Clyde. Look at his numbers. He just tied his career high. And Jeremy Felix picks it within 2 with 3.3 remaining. Jeremy Lin, the story for the Knicks. 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He's just active, Clyde. He's getting in the paint. He's opening things up. And his energy has been contagious.
I'm surprised they're not giving him a rest. There's obviously a little spin down there. And he's still in the game.
The Harvard graduate, economics major. He has been superb. Jeremy Lin knocks it down. Career high 15. And the Knicks take the lead. Perhaps the most unlikeliest thing to be here. What a story here tonight in the Garden. Jeremy Lin, a huge spark in the game. The Knicks are desperate for a victory. But Williams gets it inside. Jeffrey's jump is reversed. Puts it in. Looking to penetrate. Come on, jump shot. It's got Jeremy Lin. Continues his magical life. He's got 17. In on the drive. Inside the stop. Lin's penetration for 7th assist. And Lin's back in by 2. Lin was with Golden State, but because they wanted to sign DeAndre Jordan on offer sheet, they cut him. Houston picked up Lin. He was going to be with the Rockets, but then they signed Samuel Dalembert, and they come in. And then he became open and available to the Knicks. He has been huge tonight in the best game of his young NBA life. Lin to the basket. Reverse lock. He cuts it in. What a play for Jeremy Lin.
Zigzagging his way through the zone. And then reverse look.
That's the largest lead of the game for the Knicks. Lin spot on his face. And they went back down court. Lin splits to the fence, goes to the basket, and draws the foul. And it goes through. Lin's been hearing it from the crowd. Little fancy shot clock there. Splits the defense again. Gets to the rim. Puts it in. And a foul. Wow. Jeremy Lin does it again.
Extraordinary purpose. Penetrating, manipulating, devastating the Knicks. Watch this. Slice and dice it right there. Swooping, hooping. And the crowd on their feet fan out into this man.
Even looks like his teammates don't believe what they're seeing.
Yeah, jubilation for Lin.
22 points, Nuggets 23. Next call timeout. And another standing ovation for Jeremy Lin. Lin came into the game with 8:17 remaining in the third, and he has not sat down. He's played the rest of the way. Again, the crossover. The basket puts it up. Puts it in. Jeremy Lin with 25. And this crowd is going crazy. A magical night from Jeremy Lin. It's a hero from Harvard. And it's the Knicks get a most-needed victory on the game of his life. And he was scorned by his ecstatic teammates and a jubilant crowd here at Madison Square Garden.
Jeremy, career highs across the board. New York in Madison Square Garden chanting your name. Put this in perspective for us. Where does this game rank in your basketball career?
Right there at the top. I'm just thankful to God for this opportunity to be able to come out here and play with this team and this organization.
Jeremy, I know the Knicks are so desperate for a win. What was important about the kind of game you had and also the rest of the bench with what Jared Jeffries contributed?
Well, this is our third game in 3 nights, and the starters, they played major minutes all 3 games, so they came out here and they fought with their whole heart, and that's why we came for the win.
So much of your offense tonight was about attacking the basket. When you're on the court, describe what you're trying to do.
Just trying to make plays, just trying to put pressure on the defense and then take whatever they give us.
Also, too, especially in the second quarter, you have Darren Williams scoreless. So what did you do defensively, especially matched up against one of the top point guards in the league?
It's really not about what I did. It was team defense. I got burned a few times, and we had a bunch of people everywhere. So we just played hard together. We play hard, we play together, and we're just thankful to get out here with the win.
Jeremy Lin, the hero from Harvard, from Saturday night, and Clyde Saturday night, Madison Square Garden, sounded as loud as we've heard it all season. It was the sound, the feeling we expected to feel throughout this year. And for this particular night, a storybook game,
He was magnificent. And though you don't expect him to have 25 and 7 and 5 every single night, not even near that. You just hope from a Knicks standpoint that he can run the offense as well as he ran it on Saturday.
Right, just keep pitching.
Then he gets around Jefferson. Look at accident. Get to dribble. Get a couple of those the other night. And the Knicks go up by 3. Hayward poked away by Jeffries. Here comes Fields. Fields to Lynn. Lynn reverse. Accident. Jared Jeffries started it down the other end. And look with his second field goal. Knicks on a 6-0 run. Favors comes off the screen, wide open shot won't go. And Chandler was impressed with Jeremy Lin. Chandler said at one point he was the second to pick him up. Finds Chandler again. And he's in. Chandler said at one time they moved with the better thing on the net said, oh my God, don't worry. You would love to see that. Just talking out there, you can see it now.
Everything went out the middle.
Lin with the deflection and the steal. Lost to Chandler and the finish. Jeremy Lin picking up where he left off. And the Knicks go up by 8.
I know he had was in the cover now. We get second and back.
Chandler with 8 points.
He's sticking up in the game.
Lin accident and foul. Attacks the glass. Gets hit. And a chance for a 3-point play.
They let the kid go to his right. It's going to continue to create havoc.
You're talking about that first step as he gets the free throw. He's letting something. He's very tough to stay in front of. Jeremy Lin on the drive. Right to the basket. You know, as you said, John, such a quick first step. Lin, drive, shot won't go. Back to the rebound. No, sir.
Not a steal.
Lin stays with the play. I think it was Lin, not Shumpert. Held that for 3. Puts it in.
Pero mabalik-balik mo pa lang kung amoy. Hindi naman pwede na raw kami nagpimisan. Ito ang Anicure Ocular Freshness. Bodies odors para sa pangmatagalang freshness and between car washes.
Boyfriend ko.
Si boyfriend na? Huwag niyo yung single table. Ito ko. Welcome to the family! Ano yan?
With Nessie, Nessie,
Want traditional ways of paying? Unlock a fast and secure way with Unibank Online.
And then pumps his fist to the spot. Lynch up by 14. It's inside. To Jeffries. Another assist for Jeremy Lin. Jared Jeffries this time in the finish. Splits the defense, goes inside. Takes out the pass, go back again. It's gone. 3-pointer for nothing. As Lin kicks it out.
Over percolating, devastating from downtown.
It's a three from way downtown. Golden continues his hot shooting. 16 points in 7 minutes.
Harris has done a good job on the layup.
That's that crossover move. Back to Jeffries. Lin with a jump shot. Knocks it down. 11 points, 8 assists for Jeremy Lin. Lin splits the defenders, gets inside. Lefty layup. Cuts it in. 6-0 from Jeremy Lin. And the crowd all fired up again.
That was what I'm saying, y'all. Manipulating this many guys that time, and then they'll let that excuse.
Rebound Chandler. Finds Lin. Lin pushing. Ahead to Shumpert. Back to Lin. Lin gets hit. Puts it in. And foul. Great extra pass for Shumpert. And Lin with a chance for a 3-point play. To go with 7 assists. He's got 18 points and 8 assists tonight. And gets inside and gets the layup. He's got like a hesitation move time when he goes to the basket.
And then after that, a very quick move to get there.
Then on the drive, comes out, backs it in, and foul. Reverse layup with a chance for a 3-point play.
This kid is a lot stronger than he looks.
A 10-point lead. 23 points, 8 assists for Jeremy Lin. He's doing it again. Clock down to 7. Shumpert telling Jeffries to get out of the way. Shumpert going to take Roger Bell, tries on. Inside, Lin flips it up. Chandler keeps it on. Lin has to put it up. A 3-pointer as the shot clock expires. Quick jump shot won't go. Rebound Chin. Cam making big plays in the fourth quarter. And Lynn is fouled with 36 seconds remaining.
An extraordinary game by Lynn. Looked like they might commit.
The lead fan clock continues to grow rapidly. Here tonight, without Aristotle, with Carmelo Anthony going down in the first quarter. Jeremy Lin, with his second consecutive career night. He is the new starting point guard of the Knicks. He had 32 points all season until the last two games when he's at 53 for the line. And the Knicks win again. Verizon Center in Washington, D.C. It's time for New York Knicks basketball, presented by Chase. As the season Knickerbockers visit the Washington Wizards.
Mike, this isn't the first time Jeremy Lin has faced off against John Wall. In 2010, the two were matched up in a Las Vegas Summer League game when Lin was playing for Dallas against Wall's Wizards. Well, Wall was the story going into the game, Jeremy Lin the story after the game, because Lin outplayed Wall, scoring 13 points in 27 minutes, 11 of those points coming in the fourth quarter. I asked John Wall today what he remembered from that game. He said, well, Lin scored a couple of points and the place started going crazy. He said, yes, Lin definitely plays with a lot of energy. He lifted his team and he played very well. But we won the game and that's all that matters, right?
He is one of the reasons why the beat Walker Class would be too much. Let's push him to Walker. 2 on his 3 for Billy Walker. Walker from downtown. Knicks won 7 straight points. Into Chandler. Chandler on the finish. Again, he operates the pick and roll so well, Clark. So smooth. 6 machine. Walker's going to have to make something happen. He does. So the turnover, Lin the other way, drives and scores. Season opening goes inside. Nice play. And that's one of the impressive parts of his game plan. He can change gears. First step, right? Then kicks it out. Novak will try another 3. Steve Novak, his third three-pointer. And Novak once again starting to get hot. Wall. Pull a jump shot from the wall.
He could do that. He could be an all-star.
Unstoppable. He's so fast. Jeremy Lin thinks he's the fastest point guard in the league. Needs a drive. And backs it in. Did a good job keeping the ball away. And they're now looking for a shot. Wall. Misses. Novak the rebound. And then pushing the other way. And Fields brings it back out. Good transition. He got a rebound. Novak. That's good. Steve Novak once again from downtown. He's 4 for 5. And the Knicks go up by 5.
Novak into the game, 48% shooting from behind the arc.
Back out Lin. Chandler takes the screen. Lin uses that. Finds Novak. Novak. Phil puts it up. Puts it in. Steve Novak 5 for 6 from downtown. Steve Novak has done an excellent job, and you got to credit Lin. He knows where Novak is on the floor. Keeps his head. It sounds so basic, but he keeps his head. Nice pass. Lin to Fields. And Jeremy Lin with his 8th assist, make that his 8th assist of the first half.
Now they're dishing assist.
Lin Coleman. The Knicks score off the pick and roll. Off-balance shot. And that's what he did. Jeremy Lin puts that one in. Singleton missed it. Did change it.
Yeah, they're from different speakers now.
Paul Kemper, he likes the glass and backs it in. And Jeremy Lin now on double figures again. He's got 10. Lin on the drive. It's inside. Left-handed credit play from Jeremy Lin. 16 points on 6 of 11 from the field. Lin drive and finishes. There's the dunk. I talked about 5. Jeremy Lin fires up the crowd. The second record part. So many fans on their feet on that play.
Yep, I mentioned it. You saw in that summer league game, you talked about it. We had yet to see that in a regular game. We never saw it.
Lin nearly stolen again. It's inside. Layup. He backs it in. Safe in the play. And it's back up by 9. Anytime you get these kind of wins when your key players are out, so important, especially a couple of real difficult games coming up late this Friday after the Silver. Pass to Chandler. Chandler to finish. Jeremy Lin sets it up beautifully. Chandler's got 21 points. Lin Now with a new career high 9 assists. Then drives to the basket. Layup left. Gets it out to Chandler. Pulled his hand back. And it's Jeremy Lin now at 22. This is shot for the rebound. Picks up by 15 to 11-4 play. There's not any defense in the left shoes. The right noise and then they just decide. Now here's to Chandler. Pumps it in and Jeremy Lin has the first double-digit assist game of his career. 23 more points. 10 more assists. And the next in the largest lead of the night, a 17-point lead. So it's without Amari Stoudemire, without Carmelo Anthony. In on the road. As they get a better brilliant performance from Jeremy Lin. A standing on the basement. On the crowd here at the end of the Jeremy Lin's phenomenon continues as the Knicks get their third in a row. The final score, the Knicks 107, the Wizards 93. There'll be more signs certainly Friday night when the Lakers come to town. The Lakers are next on a Friday night in New York City. A sellout crowd at Madison Square Garden. And many to see the Cinderella story of Jeremy Lin, who has captivated the fans here at the world's most famous arena. But he'll be going up against someone that has done that many, many times in his career. Kobe Bryant and the Lakers and their visit to New York.
Think about this. A week ago, Jeremy Lin didn't even know if he was going to make this team. Remember, today is the day that contracts are guaranteed for players for the rest of the season. And Jeremy Lin told me a week ago, I was just fighting for my job. I didn't even know if I was going to have a roster spot. And now, like, he's the toast of New York. In a word, he said overwhelming is what this past week has been like. He said, my parents and I were kind of low-key people. Now he can't even walk down the street without getting crazy attention. I asked Derek Fisher how the Lakers feel about this standing. He said, we don't really know much about it. We respect him because we respect all NBA players. I said, what about the feel-good story part? He just kind of chuckled and said, maybe if you were a Laker.
And on the drive, and two slides. Austin got it back. Here again, you see the difference with the size of the Laker front line when he penetrates. Lin shot, knocks it down in three-quarter.
And you can see why he can keep his dribble. He dribbles low to the floor, he explodes, and he has the ability to find people.
And he's still inside, puts it up and puts it in. Chandler having one of his best seasons, leading the NBA in field goal percentage. Lin will shoot again, knocks it down. A two-pointer for Jeremy Lin. Jeffrey's on his stall. Count one goal, Bynum tips it. Walker comes up with it.
Now the Lakers have got to explode on Gasol.
Good night, and Chandler throws it down. There's Jeremy Lin with that court vision.
Remember what I said, Mike? Chandler is running harder, rotating to the basket on pick and rolls quicker because he knows the pass will be there.
Lin puts it up, puts it in. Jeremy Lin off to a terrific start. 7 points and 2 assists.
Right now, Fisher is being exploited because he's playing him soft. This is what I like. I like this.
Lin picks it up. Lin drives in and lays it in.
That was excellent defense.
I wish that people would also give a lot of the other players on this team a lot more credit. I think there's too much attention coming my way. And you have Tyson, who's been playing like an all-star all year, and you have guys like Shump and Landry, who play unbelievable defense, move the ball. I mean, what's happening right now is a lot bigger than just one person, and I think that's what I wish we would start to talk about more.
With Steve Blake back, that makes a huge difference.
Big time. But they cannot replace what Odom gave this club.
A nice move from Kobe Bryant. There's no question they're putting the body on him.
No, it's good for him. That will, it will give his development. He'll get there quicker.
Knocks it down, foul. They put body that time. They went with a chance for a three-point play.
I don't think he's worried very much about the body contact. And that's why I say, when you look at him, he's deceiving because he's 6'3" and 200 pounds. He can take the hits without losing control.
Novak drills another three. Novak having his third strong game. He's got 8 points off the bench. Chandler gets it in. A nice feed for Jeremy Lin.
I like it. I like the fact that Chandler keeps moving.
Lin with 5 assists. Tough turnaround shot. Gets it in. 16 points for Lin.
That's when we talk about high IQ. When he dribbled left and went down in there, Fisher was right on him.
And when he made that spin move, he knows he can shoot up over the top of the ring.
Landry Fields on Bryant. Quick jump shot short. Jeremy Lin the rebound.
Give him those jump shots and don't let him put it down on the floor.
Lin likes the open floor. Spinning. Puts it up. Sensational play for Jeremy Lin. And he's Norton Brown on his feet again.
Mike, he's really enjoying it. You can see the smile on his face. Watch, Fisher goes under, step back, shoot the jumper. And then what happens here? The no-look pass. Mike and Chandler running hard. Now watch him reward him again in the middle of the floor. If big guys move run hard, if they know they're not going to get it. How about this spin move? Take your time, shoot up over the top. Now on this next one, watch as he struggles, but he regains and he plays the board. Absolutely beautiful.
He gets inside, flips it out, and over Bynum after getting past Fisher. Bryant, couple of fakes. Gonna put it up, knocks it down. 1 for 11, that's one of the toughest shots he's taken tonight.
Mike, Yang, come on.
Kobe Bryant knocks that one down. He wanted a foul as well. 4-point game for the 3.5 win on the drive. Banks it in. Terrific balance shooting.
Beautiful. See, that time, Blake pushed.
New Lemon Strawberry Panna. Take your pleasure beyond.
Keep going with Vaso Powerful SPF Glutamide and Serum for formula sun-protected glowing skin.
Blake pushed him to the baseline and was looking for help. But there was no help.
This is the Grammy trip with the Grammy Awards at the Staples Center. We got one more after this before heading home as Kobe Bryant knocks that down.
He is not a double team that he has not seen before.
Lin to the basket and draws a foul on Capono. Who would have thought? And Jeremy wouldn't be first in line saying, I'm in the star comparison chart with Kobe Bryant.
And the other factor is it's interesting because he does not have an assist in his head.
Bryant spinning. Difficult shot for some.
Yeah. See, once again, he loves it. He loves his foul line now. And that's why if you're the double team guy, you've got to get there early.
Bryant shoots again and scores again. He was 1 for 11. And he's 5 for his last 6, and it's a 6-point game again. And Kobe Bryant, that one was easy. Shumpert out to Lin. Lin fakes, pull-up jump shot. Knocks it down. 29 for Jeremy Lin. Timeout Lakers.
Give Shumpert a lot of credit.
Bryant. 2 defenders on him. Bryant gets away. Throws it off the backboard. Out to Gasol. Now Gasol knocks it down. What a play for Kobe Bryant.
Talk about heads up. He was double teamed hard. He could not get a shot. The more part, he couldn't make a pass. Kobe Bryant again.
He's starting to get in one of those zones right now. Gasol is on Lin. Brown wants him. Puts up the 2-pointer. Puts it in. Jeremy Lin from 31. How about measuring Gasol? Lin to the basket. Out to Walker. Walker for 3. Jeffries another rebound. Lin for 3. Bang! The Jeremy Lin show continues here at Madison Square Garden. Barnes gets a running start. Inside, knocked away. Lin on the break. Lin to Shumpert. Shumpert lays it in.
I like that. I think him at the Lakers. You got to get good shots.
Good shot and a foul. Kobe Bryant with a chance for a 3-point play.
This is where you tell players, do not foul the jump shooter. Make the jump shooter make the shot. Give him the 2-point play. Do not give him a potential 3-point play.
Lin on the drive, gets inside, backs it in. Wow!
How about that? How about that? He did not block a screen. He wanted to take his man, come up on the other side of the rim.
Kobe Bryant, that's good. Bryant answers right back, and he has 31. What a duel, and who thought it'd be these two?
I got somebody right now.
What a fucking the battle of two, dare I say, 2 of the most exciting players in the NBA. Yes, Kobe Bryant, but Jeremy Lin, 36 points, a career high, throwing 7 assists. Now he has 6 turnovers tonight, and he had 8 another one as the kid continues to learn. Well, what a performance he's put on going back and forth with Kobe Bryant. Shot clock down to 6.
I'm never going here.
When looking, foul by Barnes with 3.3 remaining on the 24. Unbelievable numbers starting last Saturday. It's all happened in less than a week. And he's carrying an MVP chest.
The other factor in all of this is that he's shooting over 58%. I mean, that's incredible, along with the fact that he's averaging over 25 points.
And you're so energized, his teammates using it.
Oh, it's great. It's been great for basketball in New York, no doubt about it. And it's been great for the fans.
Barnes on the drive. Offensive foul. Jeremy Lin draws a charge.
Now that was great defensive rotation and the challenging of that shot.
Lin on the drive. Lin left-handed. Gasol the rebound. Lakers need to push.
The Lakers got to look quick here.
They've got to look for threes. Kobe Bryant. Oh, and it's a 5-point game with 16.9 remaining. And the next will win it. Insanity continues here in Madison Square Garden as the undrafted point guard from Harvard electrifies MSG once again. And the hero from Harvard is with Lisa Softis.
The hero from Harvard, wow, that's a new nickname. 38 points tonight for Jeremy, the most by a Nick this season. What does that mean to you?
Again, I'm just going to take my team. Jared Jeffries, how many offensive rebounds he got, the way to move the ball, I mean, it's fun to say about those two guys.
What was it like to be gunning it out, so to speak, with Kobe Bryant?
Well, you know, we just try to play together. We weren't really too worried about what the other team was doing, but what they pull out, this is a big game. They're a great team. We respect them a lot. We respect our players, so we're just happy to be able to get a win.
How does this compare to how you three broke your NBA career to go?
This is it right here. This is it right here. This is my dream, and I'm just thankful to God, man, because this is my dream being lived out, and I'm so thankful for that. I didn't know how it would end up, you know, obviously. This has been a wild week for me and the team, and I mean, obviously you hope for the best and prepare for the worst, and I'm just thankful that it's turned out the way it is.
Hero, since Jeremy Lin's breakout game against the Nets exactly 1 week ago, the Knicks have only had one full practice. So Lin has had to find out other ways and how to figure out his teammates and really learn how to run the point in this system. And I have an example from last night. After the game, I talked to Tyson Chandler, and he confirmed that at halftime of the Lakers game, Lin came in the locker room and watched tape of the first half because he was upset he wasn't finding Chandler. Just a testament to a player learning on the fly.
And inside Bobby Chandler finishes at the rim. Timberwolves comment very cranky from the should have beat the Mavericks last night. Big came back. Top shot, his first field goal. Could have been a foul charge on him. Now he gets back again. Excellent position. Poked away by Jeffrey somehow. Feels for his ball. Nice down 9. Feels to Jeffries. Outside to Lin. Crosses over Ridnour and hits. Now moving on. That's sitting on the bench with 2. Lamont Shumpert is coming in. Lin. Tough shot again. Nothing but net. High arching shot. So Lin is at 3 straight. He's got 6 inside and steal by Shumpert. Shumpert 5th in the league in thefts. Right side Lin. It's the Novak for the open 3. It's good. Easy double team is passed deflected and taken by Andrew Hughes. So Tyson Chandler still on the bench with 2 fouls. Lin down the paint, sidestepping all and hits the high floater. Second time we've seen that shot. Timberwolves have scored 20 points. Late by Chandler. Chandler finishes in the cup in contact. 2 minutes. That was passed off the hands of Williams and taken by Lin. Then a rolling Dervish win for the Knicks, zigzagging to the cup. You need it in the season between these two teams. Knicks have not fared very well here. This was 6 and 14 in the last 20. Jeremy Lin now with 13 points. There is starting to percolate again. Lin has missed on 3 of his 9 shots. High pass taken by Love. Tyson Chandler and defensively. Here comes Lin. By Rubio. Reading his mind that time. Shumpert for 3. Lin the rebound. Shot clock resets. Dangerous pass. Jeffries takes from his knees. Shooting man, he caught. Lin looking through. Right-handed scoop. Got it to go. 15 for Lin. And the Knicks down 2
That's not a positive sign, so it looks like they're not a second opportunity.
Jeremy Lin up top to Fields, who climbs the ladder. Left shot off hand. Taking Correa, pivoting to the really big game. It's a 3-point game. Checking off the 7, Novak, a deep 3, buries it from there. Steve Novak brings the Knicks within threes. He cuts the deficit in half. Snowford with 18 off the bench. Here's Nick. With 12 to shoot. Fields against Correa, puts it in. It's a 1-point game. Keep in mind, Mike Shumpert is fouled out. Novak to the tie. Sticks it. We are tied at 98. Novak with his 4th triple of the game. No timeout, 29 seconds. Knicks are out of fouls. Rubio coughs it up and Chandler the field. Mike D'Antoni says no timeout. Let's go right now.
And Lin is 8 of 24. Can he be a hero now?
Timberwolves do have a foul to give. 5 to shoot. Here comes Lin. Right here, Broadway contact, and he will shoot free throws. 4.9 of the play. It's a 1-point Nick lead, and Rick Adelman will call for time. Love on a turnaround air ball, and the Knicks have stolen one here in Minneapolis. It's their 5th straight win, their longest of the season.
Rangers down 3. Butler fires, and the game ends. New York wins their 6th consecutive. Jeremy Lin with the winning shot. It's 6 wins in a row, and the season almost lost has been saved. Tonight, the Declan Carrick hanging in front of the Knicks, a 500 record. It continues. The All-Star Battle began today. They would probably get the most votes. Right after the way he's playing and his popularity. Yeah, he definitely get the All-Star game as a starter. But what's been amazing is not how he starts out, it's how he's been hitting. So that's the thing. The game on the line has really stepped up. The signs continue.
You're not entertained from the Gladiator. They on the drive, draws the back, puts it in, and one. And the first direction of the night for a drive. This is a young team that they're shooting well. The focus is beating some good teams. Look, it's inside. Oh, cross play with the left hand. Now to Chamberlain. The Sacramento Kings just got a standing control. What did he tell you to say? Let the play took a while to move on. And also just look forward, putting no pressure whatsoever on them. Drives inside, beats down. Another beautiful assist. He's got 4 already. And the Sixers scored strong strength. So the little time he's done. A couple times he wanted to take it out and says no. But he walks, stays up, knocks that down. And a 14-ball run. Then alley-oop to Chandler. Those two trying to get a terrific feel together. Sometimes you think he has a chance to be a star. Other days you wonder what you're able to do.